Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we'll be talking about all things mortgages and refinancing and answer the question, how low can they go? That's next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I remember sometime in the 80s, interest rates reached a peak of something like 16%, and now you see these ridiculously low mortgage rates. To talk about that today, Marc Suits, he's with Supreme Lending. Thank you for coming on the show.
Hey, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, I remember a few years ago when interest rates dropped to like under 5, and everybody was like, "Hey, don't wait. You got to refinance. It's never going to get this low." And then it got lower, and then it got lower. Okay, what are they right now?
Well, it was great advice at the time.
Yeah.
But now we're still at historic lows. So I mean, the rates that you can get available to you, you're going to still touch rates in the 2s and 3s. You know, obviously it's going to depend on the specific scenario, but we've actually niched out kind of a sweet spot, what we call a sweet spot product that really helps you hone in on some of those lower rates. We call it our Plus program, and they're available on 30 and 15-year terms for those that want to be really aggressive. But either way, you're looking at rates that are going to be extraordinarily low. Now, sorry for me to obviously quote a rate, but I've seen rates still touching the mid and low 2s in certain situations. So there's still a lot of opportunity.
I mean, look into your crystal ball. Can they get much lower than they are now?
Well, it's a little foggy nowadays. Maybe even dropped it and cracked it, but it's. I really wouldn't anticipate them getting much lower. If anything, I would tend to lean on worst case scenario, and you're probably seeing the bottom. Okay,
yeah.
You're probably going to start to see things creeping back up, which we've been spoiled now. We're in the 2s. I even did a couple of loans at the end of last year below 2%, which was amazing, blew my mind.
Wow.
But you're going to start seeing them creep back up. So.
I mean, have you done refinancing a couple of times for the same family?
I have. I've been fortunate to survive in this business for, not just survive, but thrive in this business for the last 16 years. And in that 16 years, I can think of 2 families in particular that I've done 3, 4, maybe even 5 different loans for.
Wow.
Now, not always refinancing, helping them upgrade and purchase that next home, upgrade what they have and move, you know, even some of them downgrading because they're empty nesters now. But fortunately, I've built a trust with my clients over the years to where they don't forget my number and call me back. So
that's awesome.
Very
Marc,
proud of that.
Well, you work for a great company. Supreme Lending has
Yes.
a wonderful reputation, and we found a great video. We want to share that with you now.
Great.
My name's Corey Martilla. I'm a regional branch manager for Supreme Lending. Our job is to make you feel great and get you to the closing table fast. Here at Supreme Lending, we expect our associates to respond to our consumers immediately. We make sure that our associates are happy. We make sure that our customers are happy. We measure speed, time, and the availability to close a transaction as quickly as possible.
It always makes you feel good to know that you're a priority to anyone. I was in a bidding war with another individual. After only 9 days on the market, they accepted mine just because I was first in and because I'd already pre-qualified through Supreme Lending. Supreme Lending made it very, very easy for me to get my house, get qualified, and get moved in fairly quickly.
I have had experiences in the past working with other lenders where the closing was literally over 3, 4, 5 months, and I attribute that to a lack of communication. I'm a believer in over-communicating with my customers and what I do, and Supreme Lending definitely takes that to heart.
My son was in contract to buy a house in California, and he had a lender who had drug him along for 2 months, and we were about to lose the house. Another agent told me about Supreme Lending, and we called them, and they closed it in 20 days.
Our customer satisfaction ratings stand at about 97 to 97.5%. If you want to break that down, it means 97 out of 100 customers have gone off without a hitch. We believe that it's our customers that are going to tell us how we really do, and we want to know that information so that we can perform at our optimum best.
Supreme Lending is more than just a mortgage product. They are counselors, they're educators, and they're problem solvers.
Many people can go online and get a loan approved, but you still need a service professional, and their service is just supreme, just like their name.
Wow, what a great company. I want to hear your story. How long have you been with Supreme Lending?
Been in a mortgage lender, loan officer now for over 16 years, but with Supreme, I'm coming up on my second anniversary. Actually, couldn't be happier. In hindsight, I've worked for a lot of great companies and banks, but in reality, I mean, with the environment we have, the people I work with, I wish I would have joined Supreme 16 years ago. They as a company have been around for over 20 years now as well. So that was one thing that kind of stood out to me when I was looking for a new suitor. And fortunately, a recruiter had reached out to me and introduced me to Corey Martilla, who you just saw in that previous video. And you know, from there, I was really impressed with, you know, not just his knowledge and what they were offering as an employer, but, you know, the presence when you walked into the branch, the people they're welcoming. It's an environment that's inviting and allows someone in our industry to thrive and do what we do.
Wow, that's outstanding. We've got a flyer that we're going to put up on the screen. I want you to talk a little bit more about this a nationwide loan program that you guys are rolling out. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, well, we offer a full suite of products that'll cover any need that's out there, you know, from first-time buyers, down payment assistance, the whole gambit. That particular flyer you saw is kind of what I refer to as the sweet spot. Okay, it's not for everybody, but anybody can take advantage of it. And what it does is it focuses on a specific loan amount of $300,000 or more. And if you have a credit score of 700 or higher, then this is a product that would be available to you. And it's something that we've kind of carved out to give the client an even better rate, an even lower cost, an even better experience with their mortgage. The Plus programs are available on the 30 and the 15-year terms for those, like I said, that they want to get really aggressive, you can. But the 30-year terms are still extremely low, and it's available to people that want to purchase a home. Maybe you got someone that wants to upgrade and kind of improve their lifestyle. Well, with where rates are, you can buy more home than you realize right now.
So Marc, we're almost out of time. So in the final minute or so, I want you to give some words of wisdom to the people out there who are saying, well, I'm in an apartment right now and I kind of feel like I'm throwing away money. Would I qualify? I mean, are sometimes people pleasantly surprised that they do qualify for a nice loan?
Very much so, and that's a great question. You know, the best advice I can give is act sooner than later. Realistically, rates are not going to stay as low as they are right now, so your buying power, your borrowing power if you're refinancing, or buying if you're buying, you've never had more buying power at your disposal or borrowing power at your disposal. Rates will not remain as low as they are right now, so do yourself a favor, even if it's not us, talk to somebody. Obviously, we want you to come talk with us, but do yourself a favor, find out a little bit more about what you could qualify for sooner than later.
Outstanding. Well, you've been a great guest. We're going to put your website up and the domain name so they can get in touch. Marc Suits, Supreme Lending. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Jeff.
You've been great. And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.